Jesse is my best friend.
Yep.
Jesse is his own worst enemy.
It's not true.
And the enemy of my friend is my enemy. So Jesse is also my enemy. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So Jesse is also my friend. But, you know, this could probably go on for a while, and
Yeah.
it's time for...
Yes! Oh my god!
What's up, everybody? This is Will Zabo alongside the enemy of my enemy,
I don't like it.
Jesse Nazario.
We'll try it again in 2 weeks. When it's your turn again. I don't like it.
So, how's it going?
It's good, man. Good. I just picked up Mario Superstar Saga. I started playing that. The game's amazing. Really happy it came out again. Love that game. It was originally a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, you get 2 games with this one.
Yes.
Technically. Cause
And it is $40 for a re-release.
Yeah.
Good job, Nintendo. Thanks. Nintendo always does that, man. Full price for a re-release.
Yeah.
You could go back and play it on the Game Boy Advance, or you could pay $40.
Well, you know, they kind of took a cue from Microsoft and Sony, because some of those re-releases have been full price too on PS4.
I'm just saying, if you're going to do that, put the game in 3D then. Man, make it worth it.
It's not 3D?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. And in my personal opinion, the art that they
Let me
changed it
double
to.
check it. Yep, no 3D. I thought you could see it from that far away anyway.
Yeah. The art that they changed it to, in my opinion, is also not as good as the original one on the Game Boy Advance,
I
personally.
actually really like the art.
Okay.
Besides that, I played a little more Metroid. It's been a real DS week for me.
Okay.
Still really enjoying that, and then of course my SNES. I played so much Earthbound. Stupid amount.
Such a great game.
It is a good game, man. It's such a great game.
Yeah.
My wife correctly identified my favorite 5 games of all time today, just by
What?
guessing. And I think it's just years of being married to me talking about the same 5 games over and over. She got them all. She didn't get them in order, but she knew what 5 were my favorite games of all time.
That's awesome.
So I was really impressed with her.
Okay.
Yep, and I gave her a treat.
Kudos to her.
I didn't really give her a treat. So
Oh.
it was really cool.
I was thinking you gave her the treat.
Didn't you hear? I said my wife. Not like we do that anymore. Come on.
My week's been pretty good. Been playing a lot of Battle Chasers.
I see.
Started playing Dragon's Dogma again.
Bless you.
Thank you. That was a sneeze. Other than that, work a lot.
Is there too many Dragon games out there? Dragon Age,
Dragon Quest, Dragon's Dogma,
yeah, Dragon Legion, Dragoon,
Blue Dragon.
yeah, Legend of the Dragon.
People like dragons, man.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Double Dragon.
Oh, that was a great game, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. I really feel like a lot of people, though, sometimes they do base some of their purchases off of titles. Not all the time anymore, but especially when you were younger. You know, when you look back at the Super Nintendo and stuff like that, I really felt like when you saw something with Dragon in it, you're like, ooh.
True. There's a reason why I didn't play Earthbound for a year until after its release, because it was called Earthbound. I'd go to the video store and not rent that 1,000 times. And then when I finally did rent it, I was like, oh.
Did you ever think back and realize how deceiving the box art of those games back then were?
Absolutely. I look back at Mega Man 1. What is that? That character on the box art's not even in the game. Nowhere near to be found.
He's like super jacked.
Yeah, a bunch of them were, man. I really agree. There was one Batman game that was for Sega Genesis. I can't remember. I think it was Joker's Revenge or something like that. And the cover was like this, anime graphic art of Batman and Joker fist fighting on the front of it. That game looks nothing remotely close to that. Not a terrible game, it just looks nothing like that. But, hey, that's the world we live in.
Yeah. But yeah, all in all, my week's been pretty good. Thank you, by the way, to those of you who have been watching the Battle Chasers stream and videos. I've been doing that daily, so that's been nice.
People like them Battle Chasers, man.
Yeah. I'm actually really enjoying that game. And I played some Cuphead.
I saw that. I was thinking about getting that game, and I saw the frustration you were having. I was like, no.
I did like the same level. It's so funny because I recorded like over an hour of that game, and it literally was me doing only 2 levels.
The game looks difficult, man.
It is pretty difficult.
Beautiful looking game, though, man.
So beautiful.
Beautiful game. But you know what I realized? As much as me and you were looking at it like, oh, wow, that looks incredible for a video game. Looks amazing. You saw my wife's reaction. It was like, oh, it looks like a cartoon. So to somebody that's not an actual like gamer or understands, nothing special.
Well, I actually, so we just recently put up a review for Cuphead. I did the review since I'm the only one here that played it.
Shot at me. You're that everybody, right?
No.
Wow. Okay.
You're going to be doing the review for WWE.
No. You had your chance to be nice.
And you can also do your review for the Mario Luigi game.
I am going to do a review.
Because I'm not getting it. Maybe.
Jerk.
Anyway, but in the review, that's one of the things I said. I said that like the game is so beautiful looking, but it's weird to me that there are some people that play video games. Beauty to them is just horizon. Things that look real and so realistic. And I don't think people understand that like games like Cuphead, it's really special that something can look like that and play so fluently.
Right.
Like, even the motions in that game look like a Steamboat Willie cartoon.
Yeah, like, from the explosions and everything. I agree. And I think that goes back to Wind Waker. I hate to drop Legend of Zelda in here, but Wind Waker was gorgeous at the time, man. No low screens. Gorgeous. And like you said, because you took out the realism, nobody wanted it. You remember like the explosions in that game, they looked fantastic.
Yeah, they look like little cartoon swirls.
Yeah, I loved it. Looked Milan. That it really did.
Yeah,
like, you know. So, but you're absolutely right. But like I said, it was shocking my wife because I remember looking at Cuphead and saying, "There's no way that game is gonna run like amazing." And then watching the gameplay, it looked amazing. I loved the way it ran. But some people just aren't impressed with cartoon graphics like that, I guess.
Oh man, but you know what? Did you have anything else this week you wanted to talk about?
Not really. Like I said, I just really been playing my SNES and stuff like that.
I don't think I put this in the. I didn't. So I just wanted to bring this up real quick. I didn't put it in the news. Did you see the thing? And I'm pretty sure it's a rumor that they're talking to Chris Pratt to be in the It movie.
No, I did not.
The sequel. Yeah, apparently they're thinking about for him to play Ben.
The chubby kid, yeah, that's who he wanted to play him, yeah.
Yeah, so they're actually apparently in talks with him to see if he'll actually come
I think
on.
that would be a great cast, actually, because he was chubby, and he got in amazing shape, so,
I thought that would be pretty cool, too. So
he makes a really good Star-Lord. I like him as Star-Lord.
He's been blowing up recently, He's kind of in everything.
Yes.
He's turning into Robert Downey Jr. after Robert Downey Jr. came back from his drug addiction.
Yes.
After he did Iron Man.
It's funny, you know what I mean? I feel like Chris Pratt is what Ryan Reynolds wants to be. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He can, like, and Ryan Reynolds, don't get me wrong, he's a great actor, and he's done a lot of dramatic roles, but everybody will always see him as that one casting, where Chris Pratt literally can do comedy, drama, action, everything.
Yeah,
like,
Ryan Reynolds gets typecasted a lot.
And he's gotten in that small, and it's funny, like, even Dave Bautista is now getting roles outside of his comfort zone. That's amazing to me.
Look at Blade Runner.
Yes.
I was shocked to even hear that he was in that.
And it's funny that, a lot of these actors, because of Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of got to go in different directions than they were before.
I agree.
That's awesome, that these movies, so. Sorry, Ryan Reynolds, because I know you listen to this. You know what I mean? It's obvious.
Are we, hopefully,
we're still making that cameo for Deadpool 2, right? I'm sorry, man. Yeah, guys, not a big deal. We get killed by Cable, like 10 seconds.
Yeah, we don't even get to say it's time for the enthusiasts. We don't get a name drop or anything.
No.
But when Ryan Reynolds calls you and asks you to be in a movie, you say yes.
It's true. True story, actually. People look at me like I'm crazy. I am in Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, because anybody that showed up to Pittsburgh that day got in the movie. And you can see I swear it's my elbow. I can't tell you for sure because it's just a brown elbow, but I swear it's mine because I remember being around that area. But I'm like, there's my elbow, man. I'm in that. And it's so funny because Michael Bay walked by like all the extras that day, and I was like, Michael! And he looked at me like, what? And you never know what to do when a celebrity actually acknowledges you when you scream at them. And I was like, yeah, that's it. And then I saw that movie, and I was like, I regret being on that. That was terrible.
I'm not even going to tell people about it.
So, one of my acting credits, man. Transformers 2, Ren's Fall. Go see my elbow.
Well, if we have nothing else to talk about for the week, then let's get on to
The news.
First up, we have Jenny Slate, who apparently is going to join the Venom cast.
She's the comedian with a weird nose.
Yeah.
And the curly black hair. She does mostly voice acting, though. Like
she was just in Zootopia. She was the sheep.
Who isn't the sheep, though? Who isn't the sheep?
What?
You got a sheep in all of us, man.
Oh, okay. I get you. I was really lost for a second. I was like, wait, what?
Who's she playing? Oh, she's playing Felicia Hardy.
No, she's rumored to play a scientist alongside Tom Hardy.
With Tom Hardy? But he's playing Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
And Eddie Brock was a photographer.
Yeah, it really threw me off when I saw this.
So that could mean that she's casted as a scientist and she's acting alongside of Tom Hardy?
That's what so I'm hoping what they mean is that Tom Hardy's a photographer and he's going to be, for some odd reason, around some scientific expo, even though I'm pretty sure he was sports.
Yes.
So that's a little weird still, but I can,
Here's the issue, though. If it's according to Ultimate Spider-Man, Eddie Brock's a scientist. Or his father, at least, was, and he's following the arts. And then the Spectacular Spider-Man, the reboot, is he wants to be a scientist. He's never been as smart as Peter Parker, but he does photography on the side. So they could go with so many different storylines.
That's true.
When I first saw this, to me, I was like, that kind of makes sense because I really doubt they're doing the symbiote in outer space. I really think this is going to be a man-made product.
Okay.
What they should have done in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, that probably would have been a lot better for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, but because I feel like if you're gonna explain that, first off, if you do another outer space thing, people are gonna compare it to Spider-Man 3, and the only way to do it without doing this Secret Wars and all that stuff is to have it crash down, and that would be really weird.
Yeah. I feel like no matter what, this is probably going to be compared to Spider-Man 3 anyway, because you're using Eddie Brock again. Now, this could be a good comparison, you know what I mean? Like, hey, here's how you do Venom compared to how you don't do Venom. It'd be horrible if this is worse than that Venom.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that...
Well, Tom Hardy's incredible, so...
He is.
It's not taking anything against... You know what? I am taking something against Topher Grace. I hope you listen to that. You're not great, Topher. Okay? You're a pothead. Stick to that. All right? But Tom Hardy, I think, is just his...
I think he's going to be a great Venom, regardless. If anything, I think we're going to see an issue more with the supporting cast.
The movie, the pacing, you know what I mean? To go to Suicide Squad. Will Smith was great in it. You take him out of that movie, still great. The chopping of that movie and pacing is terrible. There's nothing Will Smith's acting can do to save that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But I'm still not excited about it at all. I want to be.
I think what's going to get me excited for it is going to be the first trailer.
All right.
And see how, it's cut. I need to see the suit.
I think the issue I have and why I can't get excited for it is that stupid, not even stupid, I really liked it, that short movie they did on YouTube, what's it called, The Journalist or The Photographer or something like that.
Oh.
The live action
where you go
one,
the whole time not knowing
that it's he's Eddie B in it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, like you look at the newspapers he has all over his wall and it's all Spider-Man, you realize that they were talking to Eddie Brock the whole time. But that was so well shot, and that's what, if you're not going to be in the MCU, which this isn't going to be in the MCU, I want you to go in that direction. I want you to go now the Justice League universe, which we'll talk about that later, is trying to go into a different side, like be serious like that. Be, even if that film came out and was like black and white, stand out, be different, you know what I mean? I don't want to see another MCU clone at all. I don't.
I agree. Well, this one's also rated R, so I think that's something we have going for it.
Deadpool was rated R.
Deadpool was great. Well, Deadpool was great the first time I saw it. It's one of those movies that the more I've seen it...
I'm just saying, put Deadpool in the MCU universe, or MCV, what is MCU universe?
MCU.
It would fit. Even though it's not,
it would
still fit in that,
Yeah.
I want something different, man.
Hopefully. I guarantee you, if Carnage is in it, we're probably going to get something a lot different than...
Yeah. My big issue is I feel like I'm getting so drained of these superhero films. And it's not anybody's fault, you know what I mean? Hollywood-wise, they're just making money. but it's just these same movies that come out over and
A lot
over.
of them do feel like you can replace any hero with the story, and it's the same thing.
And it's not even like, you know what I mean? I can't even, as much as I make fun of Marvel for it, I gotta say the same thing about DC. As much as I love these DC movies, I'm like, oh, another superhero movie. It's like every time I turn around, another superhero movie.
I think the problem now is we get, between DC and Marvel, we get about 5 to 6 a year.
With that being said, I did want to, this wasn't in the notes, but I did want to bring up, what do you think about DC finally actually announcing their universe name? And do you like it?
What did they? I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see it. Oh, looks like this big boy got it in the notes sometime. So DC finally came out with their official name. Now, everybody was been calling it the DCU, or EU Universe, DC Extended Universe. They came out and officially said, no, this universe is called the Justice League Universe. And the entire universe is called the DCEU. So the Man of Steel, Batman v Superman...
So all the movies...
Yes, are in just the Justice League thing. But I think the reason they announced that is for movies like the Joker prequel coming out and stuff like that. So they can be DC films, but not be in the Justice League universe.
So basically they're doing what DC already does. Multiple universes.
So what I'm thinking is, you know how Marvel has Disney movies coming out, the Marvel Universe coming out, but then they have the X-Men, which is Fox, and Fantastic Four and all of that. So even though it's different studios, they're all pretty much characters in the same universe.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what DC wants to do, but all by itself. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that way you can do a Joker prequel that doesn't affect Jared Leto's Joker.
And you know what? That makes sense too, and it's nicer that way too, because then you can get a straight story. You don't have to worry about trying to fit it in someplace.
Yeah.
You know, we can get this Joker origin story without worrying about, oh, is this going to conflict with Suicide Squad and what we have for going on with Batman?
Yeah. And to me, it's obvious that the Batman movie with Ben Affleck is going to have Jared Leto's Joker in it.
Yeah.
Because so far in this universe, we haven't seen them do it face to face, and I think we're all jonesing for it.
I thought we did see... Wasn't he on the hood of the car?
That was the closest we got.
Yeah.
Still wasn't.
We never really got to see them actually fight.
Interact. You know what I mean? Not even fight, interact. One of the greatest things about Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Rises is that interrogation scene. At the end of the day, it's Batman beating the snot out of Joker for 10 minutes. Not a fight, but it's that scene is just... makes
And
you
I
feel
mean,
great.
let's be honest, Joker physically can't really hold his own against Batman. It's the fact that the mental and how psychotic Joker is.
Yeah,
Joker's
torture
willing to
aspect.
cross that line.
Yes.
And he likes to make Batman walk the line.
Yep. Nothing better than trying to get him to kill.
Yeah, that's all he's trying to do. But I didn't put this in the news. We talked about it briefly upstairs, though. Spider-Man Homecoming. If you buy it digitally on the PS4, you get a skin for Marvel versus Capcom Infinite. You get a superior Spider-Man skin, which actually looks really cool. Do you see this happening with Venom? Because we know Venom is confirmed
Absolutely.
for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Not only do I see this for Venom, I see this for a lot of movies and coming out in games. Anytime they do a crossover, it might even not even make sense. You know what I mean? Like
New Tomb Raider movie when it comes out. Hey, you want a new chapter in the Tomb Raider game?
even farther, like you go to pick up The Mummy of Tom Cruise and it gives you an extra chapter in Evil Within. Like, what? How did this happen? I mean, think about it. That would make so much sense because at the end of the day, these are movies people are going to buy anyway. Now you're cutting out that middleman, getting them digitally, and now you're getting something free with it. Like, I wanted Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, that version, if you haven't seen Homecoming. And you know what I mean? Now I'm going to pick it up digitally because I want a free skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
not-
It's funny because I actually was on the fence about getting it digitally or physically because I've been trying to get all my movies now 4K. This kind of just sealed the deal for me. I was like, I really want that skin. It's free. And the movie's a little cheaper now. Most 4K Blu-rays are around $35.
35, yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's only $20 for this.
And he'll come swinging into your hearts. Woo! See what I did there?
I did.
You didn't like it?
I mean, it was
So,
okay.
one more subject before we jump off that. New Justice League trailer tomorrow, huh?
I actually... part of me was like, maybe we should do the episode tomorrow?
No, we gotta do it today, man. But
Yeah.
you excited? What do you think they're gonna show? All right.
Super excited.
We're gonna get our predictions because when this finally airs, the trailer will already be out.
Yeah.
So people can comment how we're wrong.
Yeah.
Let's do it. What
And
do you
then-
think we're gonna get in this trailer?
I think we're actually going to get a close-up of Steppenwolf.
Okay.
We're going to see him in action. We may see an outline of Darkseid.
All right.
I don't think we're actually going to get a good look at him, but I think they're going to show us a little something. Because I do feel like the post-credit scene has to be us seeing what Darkseid looks like. Kind of like what the Avengers did with Thanos.
Gotcha.
Although with Thanos, it was a little blurry whether he was a Skrull or Thanos. I remember that was a huge argument at the end of the first Avengers. But I can see that happening. I think they're going to use a lot of the same footage we've already seen in trailers, but I wouldn't mind seeing some more showing off of what Aquaman can do. They showed physically what he can do, but maybe showing like the sharks, him communicating with things. Because one of the coolest scenes in the New 52 comic when that first started up in Justice League was when Darkseid's army was spewing out. It was, I believe, it was also he wasn't in the movie. They replaced him with Shazam.
Yeah.
Horrible decision, but he had a shark just leap out of the water and like pull one of those guys down. I think that
The parademons, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been really cool to see on screen.
I am really excited to see what Aquaman can do. I'm thinking we actually might get Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor in this trailer. I feel like they've been really hiding him because people.
Now, do we know he's in the movie?
He's definitely in the movie.
Okay,
It's been
I didn't know if he
confirmed
was
for the movie.
confirmed.
Reason one is because DC just announced it was his birthday, and we're like real intimate with him. Like, oh, it's Jesse Eisenberg's birthday, our Lex Luthor. Oh, we love him. You know what I mean? So I'm like, And number two, I feel like time's going on. People have gotten over the I hate Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor thing. I think this trailer might show like the Lex Luthor everybody wanted, even though I did like his Lex Luthor. That
Now,
was
do you
personally.
think Lex is going to help them kind of defeat Steppenwolf? Because Lex has helped Justice League before with really big bads. You know what I mean? He's still been a bad guy, but he's helped in the past, and I think that's mostly because he wants to be the one to defeat Superman.
I think
It's an ego thing.
I absolutely think one, he's going to help in this movie. Two, I think it's going to be how he gets himself out of prison. Like you see that celebration they kind of show in the trailer.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be Lex included in that because he did something and gets out of prison. Because we already know that after this they're going to be working on the Man of Steel sequel. And I feel like, even though Brainiac's probably going to be the big villain of that,
Lex has to
you
be a
have
part.
to have Lex in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think Lex has to. Lex is usually a pretty big part in the DC universe.
Absolutely.
Not just in Superman, but just DC in general. So I think he's someone you kind of have to get out of jail and have him do. Now, my problem I have with this is, I don't know. Do you think Lex is smarter than Bruce Wayne? Because I always considered Bruce Wayne to be smarter than Lex, so whenever he helped Justice League and stuff like that, it was always weird to me. Because usually in the animated series, it was whenever Batman wasn't around that Lex would come in and help.
I don't know if I don't think he's smarter. Definitely not smarter than Bruce Wayne. I think he might be more cunning and manipulative, if that makes sense.
Okay, I can understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's difficult.
Because I just don't see how Batman's in this movie. Obviously, I just don't see what Lex can bring to the table. You know what I mean?
Like
That
I said,
Bruce
Lex
can't.
could be the one to resurrect Superman.
Oh,
Or
you know,
Lex
you're
could
right.
be the one to bring, like,
The
say,
clone.
you know what I mean? Everybody's theory that Superman's going to be the villain in the beginning of the film. Maybe Lex will be the one to bring him back to normal. You know?
Yeah, I didn't think of
So-
that. Or maybe Marsha.
But
Wasn't it Marsha? No, it wasn't Marsha.
Marsha?
The mother's name. Martha.
Martha. Lex just screams Martha at her. Martha! Ooh.
It'll be a running joke again.
Superman Batman stops what he's doing. Why'd you say that name? Why'd you say that?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the movie. I think I would like to see more Flash.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sold.
I feel like everybody's sold on the Flash. I think it looks great.
His personality's so
Yeah.
good.
I think this movie is going to do well. I think what this movie really needs to drive home is how awesome Aquaman is. Because, like I said, there's still everybody, because of Family Guy, still doesn't take him serious as a superhero.
I do agree.
I also feel like we're going to get another hint into who the next member of the Justice League is.
Because it is still the 7th. They've still been saying the
Yeah,
7th.
and that doesn't. So right now we have 5 in the trailer. We haven't seen Superman yet.
Well, he's on the new poster.
Is he now?
They released a new poster. Superman's on the poster. But there's still
Is he
no
in a
seven.
coffin?
It's just a coffin with an S on it.
So there's so many rumors on who it is. I've heard Supergirl, which there wasn't that part of the trailer where it looks like Batman's looking at a red cape with leg underneath, so it could be Supergirl.
Okay.
I doubt they'll do Supergirl, only because...
I know people probably aren't going to agree with this. I think it needs to be a lantern.
I
think you
absolutely
need
agree.
to establish...
Just the trailer line, I know me and you both, when we heard that line in the trailer, no lanterns, we were like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, and it doesn't even have to be an established lantern. It could be an alien, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as you establish
Honestly,
lanterns exist in this universe.
You could use, what was the name of the lantern that gives Hal the ring? Begins with an A. I always...
Applesauce. That was it. No.
Anyway,
Just
you
over
could
this.
have him, and you could let him die.
Yeah.
And that be how Hal gets the ring.
At the end of the movie, credits come on, you see Hal Jordan pick up the ring.
Yeah.
It'll be
Or
absolute-
you don't even have to show the person. You can just see someone getting the ring. Because then it's still a
You
mystery.
lift it up
as
to
to-
his chest and you see Hal Jordan.
Yeah. You know, just so we don't know who the actor is yet, because we don't really
All
know.
rumors online is Arnie Hammer is going to play him. The guy who played Lone Ranger, and if that's the cast, and I think that's an amazing choice.
He's a really good actor.
He just looks just like Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
You couldn't cast any person
Now,
more perfect than that.
I know you and me are a little different with this. I don't want Hal Jordan.
I want Guy Gardner.
I want Kyle Rayner.
I want Guy Gardner.
But apparently there's going to be a Green Lantern Corps movie, so hopefully they bring them all in. You know, even if that's the only way I get to see Kyle Rayner on the screen. Kyle Rayner's always been my favorite Lantern.
Guy Gardner.
Never gets love.
Guy Gardner.
Does Guy Gardner make teddy bears to capture enemies? No.
He's got a bowl cut and a vest on.
Oh my god. He doesn't even hide his face.
You create your own Green Lantern suit, and he was like, you know what? A vest. Sleeveless vest. And he's an English teacher. That's the greatest. And a jerk.
Yeah, but Kyle Rayner has the coolest looking suit.
Man.
All right,
Be
let's-
honest, I wouldn't care. To me, Kyle Rayner's cool. I think the two most likely candidates we'll get for a film are Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart.
I agree.
Because those are the two most famous.
Yeah.
And Jon Stewart would be an amazing choice. But let's see, Hollywood's really weird, so there might be like two black guys in the Justice League? I don't think so.
Who would you want to play Hal Jordan? I mean, not Hal Jordan, I'm sorry.
Jon Stewart?
Jon Stewart. Because we already have the rumor for Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
I think Ezra Elba.
He would be good, but he's part of the MCU, and I always have...
Is he? Oh, he's the gatekeeper.
yeah, I always have trouble with people crossing over
Yeah, I can understand that.
franchises. So if I had to pick... man, that's a tough one.
Do you realize the MCU has stolen both of Fox's Human Torches?
No, yeah, they did.
Because the new Human Torch is in Black Panther.
Yeah, that is crazy. I didn't even think about that.
Good job, Disney. And I just thought of that for some odd reason when we were talking about casting.
Yeah.
But
I don't know who would be a good... Because to me, casting somebody too young would ruin his character, because he's a retired pilot for the Air
Yeah.
Force. And casting somebody too old would also ruin the character.
well, you also have to make sure you cast someone who looks smart, because Jon Stewart is really smart. Like, his constructs are the most detailed out of any of the other Lanterns, because he doesn't just make it on the outside. Like, when he makes a robot, he makes every gear that's inside the robot too, because he understands how the engineering works.
Yeah. So
Remember in Blackest Night when he made that whole army platoon? Just
Oh, man.
all right, but let's move on from movies.
Ooh, you know who I would actually really like? I got it though.
Okay.
I don't know the actor's name, but the main character from Get Out.
Okay.
Okay.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Buff out a little bit. I think he would do a good job.
Oh, I honestly, after seeing what Ben Affleck and Chris Pratt have done with their bodies, I think anyone could get buff.
We are going to move on to we're going to switch topic.
There is. It's not big news.
Switch topic.
But Stardew Valley has its release date finally for
Bless
the
you.
Switch. Comes out Friday, yesterday.
So did Mario Luigi Super Saga.
Yes. Now, Stardew Valley is a lot like Animal Crossing, but way more in depth.
Okay.
You start your farm. You're making relationships with people. You have things to do every day. The story is that your grandfather or your great grandfather passed away, and you inherited his property. So now you're going to this quiet place, and you're just getting away from the normal life.
Okay. And it released for the Switch.
It did.
How's it looking?
The game is kind of 8-bit, so it looks great still. And it's one of those games. I feel like Stardew Valley. I played it on the PS4 for a little bit. I really liked it, but it's one of those games I feel like would be best on the go.
Okay.
If you're looking for something that's a reason to undock your Switch, I think Stardew Valley is it. So
All right.
I just thought we'd bring that up for a little bit.
Is it weird to have a game so close to Animal Crossing on the Nintendo platform? And you know Animal Crossing most likely eventually will come out.
Animal Crossing will eventually come out, but I think this is something nice to scratch that itch, especially since the Switch doesn't have... Well, I don't want to say Switch doesn't have a lot, because honestly, the Switch now is getting a lot of games.
Yes.
But I think it's something nice as a simulator like Animal Crossing to hold you off until Animal Crossing, because we don't know when Animal Crossing is coming out.
Yeah, or what kind of Animal Crossing we're going to get.
Yeah, we could get another board game.
Oh my god, that one of the GameCube though, I played so many hours into that game. Did nothing.
Animal Crossing is one of the few reasons I still have my Switch in hopes.
Digging for fossils. And never ever being able to get out of debt.
I want you to know, I was always out of debt, and you know how I did it? Fishing. Always fishing. I fished all day. People would be like, what are you doing? Fishing.
Fair enough.
I used to go to the island on the 3DS version.
Ooh.
Catch sharks.
Ooh.
All types of nice, sexy fish.
Ooh.
Sell them.
I would get fossils a lot and trade them into the museum. 'Cause you got a penny for fossils, man.
Yeah, you're not lying.
That's more than just a penny, anything like that. Anybody that doesn't play Animal Crossing has no idea what we're talking about right now.
No.
They're like upset, probably physically. Do
But
you know what I mean?
let's move on to something else that we both really love.
The Witcher 3.
Yeah. That was a great... I would say that was a great guess, but you read the notes.
That's absolutely not true. We both just love The Witcher 3.
That is also true.
I will put it this way. The Witcher is one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen, and even though he has the huge, most large upper body and tiny little legs, it's still a gorgeous game.
It actually depends on the armor set you have on. Because I went to play yesterday, because that's part of the topic we have right now. Witcher 3 just got PS4 Pro
PS4
support.
Pro. It just got it, or is it getting it?
It just got it.
Okay,
so
so
it's
free
already
update.
out. Out this week.
Free update. So if I go to GameStop or Walmart or Jerry down the street and buy The Witcher 3 regular edition, bam, when I put it in, it's going to update to 4K.
Yep. So it's going to get 4K support, and it also will run at a steady 30 frames a second. Because sometimes the game, which honestly, I'm surprised that it didn't dip more, it would occasionally dip from 30 frames to usually between 30 to 26. But there's so much going on in that screen sometimes with how beautiful that game is. It shocks me that it didn't do more.
So how's it look on PS4 Pro, man? Huh?
Beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't think I would see a difference because.
You sure it's just not your reflection in the TV?
No, it's not. But thank you. That's impossible.
I'm actually really glad that games are doing this and Sony's doing this, going backwards and putting games in for it, because it really does make a difference, like you said.
Yeah.
Which now makes me really want to go play it again, because I really liked Witcher.
And it's such a good game.
It's amazing. It was amazing, and it was pretty before. Actually, I would say beautiful before. So I'm probably gonna be blown away.
Yeah, in my opinion, it was one of the best looking games in my opinion on the system, and to this day, still may be the best game out for those consoles.
I can't disagree with you. Witcher 3 might be the best PS4 game released.
Yeah, arguably. I mean, you know, there are some games that I can understand why you might.
I
like
mean,
something
when it
else.
comes to bang to your buck,
Oh.
absolutely. Because as great as Uncharted 4 was, and I think that game is amazing, it was still a 6-hour game. As much as I loved Horizon Zero Dawn, and I did, one of the best games I played recently, still, you know what
Usually, I think I beat it in about 40-something hours.
Yeah.
That's doing everything.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And even then, there was still some points in that game where you felt limited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Witcher 3 is years of entertainment. You know what I mean? The story, everything, like the characters, like
Even the side quests in that game just feel like full stories. Like they
Yeah.
don't feel like, hey, can you go over there and get this?
to me, you could go into the swamp and just fight those zombie creatures and be entertained for hours. You know what I mean? Like that's.
I agree.
Every detail of The Witcher 3 felt like a separate team created it, not because it felt distant from the other game, it just felt all complete. There was never a part that felt lazed out. Like, it felt like some team was like, okay, we're going to get the walking motion perfect. We're going to get the hair flowing perfectly. We're going to get these side quests amazing. We're going to get the way this person interacts with you perfectly. Like, everything about that game ran like a...
Your beard grew.
Yeah, it's true.
Your beard grew as the days went on.
And, it's funny. What I've really liked out of the game, what was that glitch that people figured out? If you killed the cow...
Over and over again?
Yeah, and you were ending up...
You would sell their skins for a lot of money.
And then, in game developers, instead of shutting it down or anything like that, they sent this huge monster out of you. You know what I mean? Like, that's how well-oiled machine that game is.
Yeah,
like,
they decided that you can still do it. If you want to kill cows, go ahead. But you run the risk of this huge boss coming after you.
Ridiculously hard, too.
Yeah. Which I thought was really cool, because most companies... when there's an exploit like that, which usually bothers me in single-player games, because it's kind of like, if I want to cheat my way in a single-player game, it shouldn't matter. It's not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
But in a multiplayer game, I can understand that.
Absolutely.
But I like that they didn't take it out. They were just like, you know what? Hey, we get it. It's hard to get money in our game sometimes. Have fun.
For now.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of amazing-looking games, Shadow War is coming out soon, isn't it? Just around the corner?
Yeah.
Shadow War?
Yeah.
Oh, man. How's that looking, huh? That comes out soon.
That's actually also going to have PS4 Pro support.
Ooh.
But, man, the reviews for that game.
Comes out the 17th, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it comes out Tuesday.
Really?
This Tuesday.
Which is the 17th, isn't it?
No.
What is that?
This
15th?
Tuesday is the...
15th? 14th?
No, it should only be... This Tuesday is only the 9th?
Oh, yeah.
No, the 10th.
I'm going in the future, that's why.
This Tuesday's the 10th, and then on Friday...
Evil Within comes out.
Yeah. And I'll be getting both of them. I know you're getting WWE that day.
Correct.
So, are you getting all three? Or
No,
I
really wanted Shadow War, and I really wanted Evil Within, but Scott at work is getting Evil Within, so we're going to game share it, or, after he's done, he'll throw it to me. He said, as for Shadow War, I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Because I bought the $90 edition of WWE.
Dropping some big bucks.
Yeah. Last time I did that, I was really happy about it. Why did I buy Marvel Capcom? Sorry. So, like I said, I really want Shadow War, but I'm going to let you be the guinea pig.
Okay.
With that being said, the reviews so far
kind of make you want it more.
Yeah. Every seems impressed by every little bit of this game, huh?
Yeah.
Now, are you shocked that the reviews are so good? Because I wasn't.
So, actually, I was. And here's why. I thought the first game was so good, I didn't think they would be able to improve it without... I kind of just felt like they were going to do something dumb, especially with the microtransactions, because they did add that you can buy these treasure chests that will give you Oryx for your army automatically instead of earning them in the game. And apparently all the reviews have said, like, you don't ever have to buy any of them.
Well, that's what I do appreciate in games, is when they're like, hey, you can buy it because you want to be lazy, or you can earn it. I'll always appreciate that over you can buy it.
Yeah.
There's your option.
Yeah. And you don't get weapons from these loot chests. It's only more guys for your army.
Right.
It's never going to be gear. So I thought that was pretty cool, too.
The game looked amazing, and like I said, every time we talked on it, it always looked better. The only thing that kind of had me worried was when the developer mentioned that this was going to be the most epic final boss you've ever fought.
Which apparently they said that a lot of the reviewers have said. They didn't get spoilers with it or anything, but they did say that the final boss is a lot better than the first game.
With that being said, anything would have been a lot better. Okay.
Yeah. The first game was all quick time events.
Yeah, it was. I'd rather fight Mysterio in Spider-Man 2 again.
Oh, God.
PlayStation.
Oh, God.
The one hit.
Oh, God.
Because at least it felt like it did something. Wow. So you turned your phone off there, huh?
Yeah, I'm that guy. I usually
2 weeks in a row, everybody. 2 weeks in a row. Can't even say it's usually me anymore because it's not me anymore.
No, it's not. It's me now. I'm actually pretty excited though for this game. I'm super excited to go home to around midnight, start installing it for Tuesday.
My question to you,
and that's going to be what I use for the video for this episode.
My question to you is, let's talk about it. October is jammed packed, man.
Holy crap. Yeah.
Is there too much coming out in October?
Absolutely.
Here's my issue. Okay, Shadow War is coming out. That's going to do amazing. Evil Within will probably do really well. And coming out Friday the 13th was a genius idea because more people are going to get it. South Park
Is next Tuesday.
yeah, I think is a really bad decision coming out this time, man. Because you're coming out between 3 really amazing games, and then we got Mario, literally down.
Well, not just Mario that day. Then the 27th, the same week as South Park, but that Friday, you get Mario, Wolfenstein 2, and Assassin's Creed Origins.
So Assassin's Creed, I think, is not going to do as well as everybody thinks.
I don't think it is either, only given the rest of the competition.
Right. Wolfenstein obviously is going to always does mediocre to well.
I think the one thing Wolfenstein, I'll say, has going for it right now is it is the only first-person shooter coming out this month.
Now, my question to you is, what games do you think are making a poor decision releasing in October? I mean,
Well,
to me, Mario obviously is going to kill in sales because
Mario's gonna
anybody
kill
that
because
has
of
a
the
Switch is going to buy this game.
I agree.
They showed, I just looked at a study the other day, everybody that owns a Switch bought Zelda. Everybody.
Yeah.
More Zelda for the Switch sold than actual Switches. Which I don't know how. Like somebody went up and, choose Zelda, please.
Well, people may have lost their copy because those chips are small.
I guess
But-
so. But it's still, to me, hilarious.
Yeah.
So
Or some people may have double dipped. Like, I got the collector's edition. Some of those people may not have unboxed
their
theirs.
collector's edition.
Yeah.
My question, though, to me, though, that means obviously Mario's going to kill in sales because of that. We just mentioned Evil Within. I think is going to do really well.
I think Evil Within came out at the perfect time.
Yeah. Same
October
Shadow.
for the spookies.
So to me, it's either South Park, Assassin's Creed, or Wolfenstein are going to hurt from that, and I don't see it being Wolfenstein.
I actually also personally think Shadow of War. And that's
just-
the only reason why I say that is because I can see some people, let's be honest, not everyone has the income to buy multiple games in a month. I'm pretty much getting, I already got Battle Chasers, which was this month. I got that for free, thankfully, because I did back them on Kickstarter. But if I didn't get it for free, I would have bought that. I got Battle Chasers, Dragon's Dogma. I'm getting Shadow of War. On Friday, I get Evil Within. South Park, because I already pre-ordered that a while ago. Wolfenstein and Assassin's Creed. That's 7 games.
Yes, in 1 month.
7 games.
So,
And they're all long.
I honestly like.
Except maybe Wolfenstein.
I feel like me personally, the ones I know I'm for sure getting are Mario and South Park are the ones I definitely want. And of course the WWE game. We didn't even mention the WWE game. That's
Well, I thought that was going to be next too because you did have some news you want to talk about with that.
Yes.
So we can really get into WWE.
but that's coming out too. So those are the 3 I definitely want to get. And South Park, the only reason I want to get, and the only reason South Park has worked his way up to the front of that list is I didn't do it digitally. So this is the only way I'm getting Stick of Truth is if I buy it at launch.
Yeah.
Um,
Because Stick of Truth is a pre-order bonus.
yes, only pre-order.
I pre-ordered mine last year.
Yes. Well, when it was still coming out last year.
Yeah.
It did get pushed back, and I honestly wish it got pushed back now until like 2018.
I kind of wish some of these games got pushed.
Yeah.
I thought Wolfenstein, Mario, and Assassin's Creed were November. And then I saw a trailer again for Wolfenstein last week, like with the gameplay, and it said October, and I was like, oh my gosh.
So what's coming out? What is November? November is usually the big release month.
November?
And here's my theory on this, and I hate to cut you off. I just want to put this out there before. Call of Duty is launching November.
Yeah.
And I feel like Call of Duty is kind of shut everybody out of November now.
The only people that usually go up against Call of Duty in November is Rockstar.
Yeah.
Because Grand Theft Auto came out in November, the year that it came out. I can see Red Dead, even though they say Red Dead's going to be 2018, they didn't say when. I can see them pushing it to November to be like, hey, guess what? You're not going to buy Call of Duty this year. You're going to buy Red Dead.
Yeah.
But you have Red Dead. I mean, not Red Dead. Jesus, I wish we had Red Dead this November.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. We have Call of Duty, and I know another big one that's coming out this November is Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I'm getting Star Wars.
I just had a discussion with my wife. I am going to skip out on Star Wars
Okay.
until I see. I was so disappointed with Battlefront 1. I'm going to see some of the reviews and stuff before this.
Okay.
Now, this is online only with a single player.
Yes. So you still have to connect to a servers. I just played. That's something I forgot to talk about this week. I played the beta.
How is it?
The multiplayer is a lot of fun, actually. It feels a lot more like Battlefield.
Okay.
You have your squads. You have multiple different classes now. but it feels a lot more like Battlefield. I wasn't having a lot of fun, and that's only because... So they added the droids, which are super thin, and I feel like, alright, so if you're the droids of the prequels, you're kind of at an advantage, because you're a lot harder to notice in the environment than it is to notice these white, clone troopers running around. So I was like, alright, that's kind of annoying. And then, in the prequel stuff, well, not the prequel, the new stuff, kind of, you have the white stormtroopers and you have the rebels that blend in with all this forest stuff. So it's kind of like, I feel like whenever you're the clone troopers or the stormtroopers, you're at a disadvantage because you're this bright white color standing out in the...
Everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So did the beta let you play as any Jedis, any...
So yeah, the beta had 4 characters. Technically, I think there was 5 because there was also, I saw someone playing as Chewbacca, but I didn't have Chewbacca on my list. The 4 characters that I had available for me were Rey.
Okay.
I didn't get to play as Rey. Darth Maul, Boba Fett, and Han Solo.
Boba Fett is the greatest guy hunt ever. Look at it do.
Yeah. So I didn't get to play as any of them. Because now the way that you earn being able to play as those heroes is there's no token out in the field that you have to get. Now it's the more kills you get, you earn points. And then you have to use those points to either get, you can either get a hero, you can get a ship, depends on the mode you're playing. But it was kind of hard, like I said, it was hard for me to sometimes notice the characters. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be when I was younger, but...
Couldn't tell with the thick glasses.
Thanks.
You only use them for rating. Don't be
Yeah,
insulted. Well, that's interesting. Like I said, it's going to be a hold off on the Star Wars Battlefront. Fool me once.
If I didn't pre-order it already, I'd probably be in your boat.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it a while ago because I just love Star Wars, so I got super excited.
Well, I do like Star Wars too.
Oh, I know you do.
Talking about Star Wars, so I was playing Disney Infinity 3. I don't know if you ever played that. It was a Star Wars one.
No, I haven't, but I watched you play.
Yes, and I got it really cheap because all Infinity characters have been,
They're not making them anymore.
So I think right now Toys R Us has a sale. If you buy one, you get 5 free.
Holy crap!
Yeah, so I bought Obi-Wan Kenobi and got it for Buddy. You know what I mean? And I paid $10 for the game and 2 figures. But why I brought this story up is because you brought up Boba Fett. Today, my son was playing as Woody, and I was playing as Boba Fett. And I, in my head, made up a story that Lotso Huggin' Bear hired me to take out Woody. And I hunted my son down through the toy box mode as Boba Fett, and it felt great. And
That's funny.
I blew Woody away. All right.
That's funny.
And I hurt his feelings bad.
But yeah, October is jam-packed with games. Not too much going on in November. And then in December, I have Xenoblade Chronicles.
Ooh.
That's about it for me.
What comes out in December? Come on, man. What's wrong with you, Nintendo?
Oh, you know what, though? Let's get on to your WWE 2k18, right?
Okay,
or is
so...
it 17? I'm sorry.
Anybody knows, Nintendo hasn't had a WWE game for the past, 5 years, I think it was?
Yeah.
I think the last one came out on the Wii.
Yeah.
A regular Wii. And then they stopped releasing for the Wii and the Wii U. Finally, it's come back on the Switch. Now, a lot of people online, they released a Switch trailer to show what the game looks like on the Switch. A lot of people are saying online there's not much of a difference between the PS4 version and the Switch. I put both trailers on for you today. What do you think?
Yeah, really the only difference you can see is the hair. The Switch version, the hair looks god-awful.
Almost Xbox quality bad.
Yeah. At least it doesn't look plastic, but it does look bad. Whereas the PS4, you could definitely see the hair, flowing. The coloring was a little better on the hair.
My biggest complaint, though, is a lot of people are comparing it to last year's game and saying it looks like the quality dropped in the game. Now, people are theorizing online. I don't know how much I believe this. I might just think developer laziness. But people think the quality dropped so the Switch wouldn't be so drastically different.
Yeah.
And one of the things supporting that is early gameplay looks a lot better than what's coming out now. So you think that's a possibility?
Is it a possibility? Absolutely. I mean, let's be honest, ever since the Switch came out, one of the common talks is graphic comparisons. For any game that's coming out. I mean, we did it recently with Doom. And we thought we knew Doom was going to look a little worse than the PS4 version. But it's, it is a pretty big difference between the two.
Like a fog over the Switch versions.
Yeah, not to say that, the Switch version's unplayable, but I would much rather play it on a PS4. And I think that that's something they're trying to get rid of. You know, to make sure that that's not a conversation as much anymore.
You know what I mean? So it is very odd, and especially since the Switch version of it was announced so late.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? If anybody's getting on the Switch, let me know what you think of it. I'm getting on the PS4.
Yeah.
But because I don't need my WWE to go. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even take your Switch out of the dock.
I don't. I'm wondering why I'm getting Skyrim for the Switch still right now, because I don't take my Switch anywhere.
Because you could just play it on the PS4.
Yeah, and play better graphics. Well, you know what? I get Link mode in the Switch version, and I do love Link.
Yeah, but you don't get mods.
What is a mod?
It's like modification.
It's a mod with you.
God, I hate you.
A
A game that you hated, Street Fighter V, though, is finally getting arcade mode in early 2018.
Yep.
Too late for you?
Absolutely. That. There is no reason games like that should exist. Capcom should be ashamed of themselves.
I agree.
There's no reason that game came out around relatively before Resident Evil 7, because Capcom proves that they can release games like Resident Evil 7. Why are you releasing turds in a box like Street Fighter 5? There was nothing redeeming about that game. And are you kidding me? And are they going to charge us for arcade mode?
They haven't said. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a free update.
It better be a free update. I'm not going to. No, I'm done. I will never play another Street Fighter game again in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Like.
Not even if the next new one came out for the Switch and it was really good?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't even buy the one for the Switch because how mad I was at the Street Fighter 5. So, arcade, are you kidding me? That's what, 2 years later?
Yeah, it is 2 years later.
Ridiculous.
So let's move on.
No, I won't. So
Sony
bad.
has been teasing some big announcements for October's expo that they're going to be doing. What do you expect?
First off, I'm worried that it's going to be a PlayStation Pro that plays 4K. And if it is,
Like movies?
yeah, I will lose my mind and be pissed because I just bought this.
Well, if they do that, I would hope that they would do something for people that already have a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
Because that would literally be a slap in the face.
Yeah. Okay, no. Yeah. Besides that, I can't really think of what it is. They gave so much at E3. There's so much that we're waiting for and still going to get. I can't see them announcing anything that would make us lose our mind.
So, I kind of have two ideas.
Okay.
And both, I'm sure one of my two people are getting tired of hearing. So, PlayStation this generation has had a pretty good relationship with Capcom, I would say. And Onimusha originally was a PS2 exclusive.
I remember Game of the Basin.
I wouldn't be surprised if Onimusha came out exclusively for the PlayStation 4. Like, you know, the reboot. And maybe it's just a timed exclusive, or just the first game of the series will be on there and then the rest can go to both. But I can see that happening because, you know, this generation, it seems like Capcom has a pretty tight relationship with
Sony, yeah.
Especially with Street Fighter V, which Street Fighter is a huge fighting game, although it didn't do so well.
Yeah, because they sold us a quarter of the game. Not half, a quarter.
But, and the second one I was thinking of was Devil May Cry.
Ooh.
I could see Devil May Cry 5, not DMC 2, but just continuing off of 4.
Especially with that re-release of 4. So you think it has something to do with Capcom no matter what?
That's my theory. I can't picture anything else other than maybe Sony showing off Infamous. I don't think Sony is going to show any first-party new exclusives in this because they have their own expo in December. So honestly, if they were going to show off something...
So what is this thing in October that they're...
This is, I believe it's Paris Game Show. And Paris Game Show, Sony has always had a big presence. But...
So then they promised a big announcement.
Yeah. Well, they've been teasing it. No promises.
Right.
They've been teasing a big announcement. I don't think they're going to announce a new system. I think that's something you save for E3. Mm-hmm. And they said at E3 that they saved some of their brand new announcements, which, let's be honest, they showed a lot at E3. They didn't need to show anymore. But they did say that they saved some announcements for PlayStation PSX, which is in December. So I don't think we're going to see any of those announcements there. Because...
Infamous would be cool. Another Killzone would be cool.
I think Infamous would be for PSX, and I think Resistance
That's the one I was hoping to hear. Another Resistance.
I really want another Resistance too, but I have a hard time believing that Sony would use a first-party thing at Paris Game Show when 2 months later you have your own expo.
I also feel like all of a sudden there's been a kickback for Vitas. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get, Vitas back on. We're re-putting them out. We're putting games out for it, stuff like that. That could be a big announcement too, which might upset some people.
Jerk. But yeah, I definitely, I'm hoping that we get something really good out of this tease. I already talked about the Battlefront 2 beta this week. That was in the notes. And October. So, looks like on October 17th, we're getting some Marvel vs. Capcom characters.
Woo!
3 of them.
Oh, 3. So the ones that were promised when the game released?
So 2 of the ones that were promised, yes. Black Panther and Sigma.
I'm really excited to play as Sigma, actually.
Sigma actually looks really cool.
Yeah. But who's that third character?
Monster Hunter.
Oh! I knew that was... I thought it was going to happen because they were in the story mode.
Yeah.
So, that's really cool. I'm really excited to play as that character, too. And it's a female, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not enough waifus.
How do you think... it's weird, though. 3 characters.
3 characters at once.
And what's really, really weird about that is 2 Capcom characters, only 1 Marvel.
Yeah. But, based off the rumors, we know there's only 2 Capcom DLC characters out of the 6. The other 4 are Marvel.
Which is going to be really, really odd.
Yeah, because the screen isn't going to be even now.
Yeah. Do you think eventually they'll release more characters after this?
Yeah, because they did say all 6 are coming out before the end of 2017.
Now, do you think it's going to be a second season pass?
Yeah, absolutely. Because this isn't even a season. Unless they're literally going to start going off of the seasons of the year. 4 season passes. 1.
I still think that's ludicrous.
I agree.
It used to be back in the day, there was the 2 kinds of players, okay? It was the people that bought download content one at a time, which was cheap, and then there was a guy that invested their money smart and bought the season pass in the beginning and said, hey, I got everything I'm going to need. Then they were like, ooh, you know what we can do?
Multiple season
So then multiple season pass, yes.
Fighting games are the ones that seem to really be doing this, to be honest.
Because they know people like paying them money for those extra characters.
I think
Not to mention, how much is an extra character by themselves in Marvel vs. Capcom?
I think they said they're going to be about 5 to 10. So somewhere in that
each.
ballpark. Yeah.
$10 each for a character.
Yeah. However, though, to be honest, if that's what these fighting games are going to start doing, I'm not going to get season passes.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you. Instead, I'm probably just going to start buying characters that I want. Because out of the announced characters, Sigma's cool, Black Panther's cool. I really only want Monster Hunter, maybe Winter Soldier, and Venom.
Yeah, I could do it without Black Widow.
Yeah, I don't really want Black Widow. I don't really want Sigma, personally.
I'm glad we're not getting Jean, though. Remember when that was the rumor?
Oh, yeah.
So glad.
But...
Ugh.
But yeah, I kind of hope that this stops. I mean, it's probably not going to.
But like I said, that's the issue, though. If people want it to stop, they got to show their pockets.
I agree. It is. You have to speak with your wallet, and you buying season passes is improving.
Yeah.
Proving that.
This is me that just bought the $90 edition of WWE.
I can't say anything either because every time I bought the I think it was the $80 South Park because you got the season pass.
I do want to bring up season passes, a beautiful thing. I love Horizon Zero Dawn. It is an amazing game. The download is coming out very soon. What's it called? Winter Night? Long winter?
Yeah.
Winter so cold. Either way, it's going to be an amazing game. How much is that by itself?
It's only 15, I think, isn't it?
15 to 20, I think.
Yeah, it might be 20 actually.
If you bought the season pass, you do not get this. Right? It's still an additional thing you have to buy.
Horizon didn't have a season pass.
Yes, Horizon didn't. Sorry, you bought the rest of the download code. You don't get this included. So I think altogether, if you bought all the DLC for this game, it came to $90.
Wow.
Okay, when that comes out, they're releasing a
Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's not even the Game of the Year because it hasn't been out here.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay, it's called the Complete Edition, Pro Edition, and it comes with everything, all the DLC and this new DLC for $50. So drop $10. Is that a slap in the face of people that bought the game and now buying all the DLC?
I'm gonna say no, only because this is common to do Game of the Year editions.
I agree, it is. After the game's been out for a year.
Yeah,
The game has not been out for
It hasn't, but we still did get a nice period of playing it exclusively. It came out in February, I believe it was.
Has it been that long?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's almost a year. I understand why Sony's doing it. They want to pick up that holiday money. You know, this is...
I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm picking it up. I traded my copy in.
Yeah.
This is my way to get it back on PlayStation Pro. $50, I get everything. Really neat. But I can see people are really pissed online. You know, I spent $90 potentially.
I can see how people
To
would
me,
be upset.
this would be the equivalent of I just spent $90 on Marvel vs. Capcom. In a year's time, they released Marvel vs. Capcom Complete with every character, and it's $50.
Yeah, I can understand.
I would be furious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand that. I personally don't mind because I know the risk of when you buy a game early. It is you're buying it to play before, you know, that big rush of spoilers possibly and stuff like that.
Do you think, my question to you is, do you think if they would have waited a full year, less people would be pissed?
Maybe. I think the other problem, though, is if they waited a full year, though, less people would buy it again. Because right now is the time where parents are going to go out, buy games, and let's be honest, I don't care what anyone says, out of all the games that came out this year, Horizon is still, in my opinion, one of the best.
It is really weird, though, because right now the game, by itself, the regular edition dropped at $50. It's still $50.
Really?
Yeah.
They'll probably drop it again.
So they'll obviously drop the regular edition versus this one. But I'm just saying, can you imagine somebody just picked it up a day before this one announced?
Yeah. Anyone who's out of the loop, I could completely understand why you would be upset.
I think this one comes out in November, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it does. And probably the same day as the DLC is when it's going to come out. So PlayerUnknown's Battleground, which is a game that you and I were very impressed with. I streamed it a few times. That's going to the Xbox One, and apparently the developers Bluehole are in talks with Sony to maybe bring it over to the PlayStation 4.
That's because the PlayStation 4 sells better, you know?
It honestly would be dumb to not put it on PlayStation because of how many of the PS4 there are out there.
Absolutely.
But Microsoft at the same time now is trying to extend their contract of exclusivity for the game. And I can understand Microsoft's reason for that because, you know, this is a big game.
They're hungry.
It's another reason for you to buy an Xbox One, which there aren't many.
Nah.
Now, my question, though, is do you think Bluehole... Because Microsoft's obviously going to have to offer more money to keep it exclusive.
The only thing that would help this out, you know what I mean, for them, and to me it's not even enough, is when's the Xbox One X coming out next month?
November 5th, I believe?
Yes.
It's like really early November.
Yes, and that one, it's already sold out.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean, all reserves are taken care of.
I have one pre-ordered, but we're not sure if we're going to pick it up yet.
You got that boost going for you, like, all right, hey, that's awesome. I feel like that would be stupid. No matter what number they could put out, Microsoft, it's not going to compare to what you would get if you...
What you could make on a PlayStation.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, the number of PlayStation 4s that are sold.
And I think that's
catching up to the PlayStation 2 in sales, which nobody thought that number would ever be touched.
No.
You know what I mean?
Whenever people talk about the best console ever sold, they don't even bring up the PS2 because no one ever thinks nothing would pass it. They usually go to the Wii.
And it's because the PlayStation 2 was one of those systems that people bought multiple or different got like.
Well, it also came out at the perfect time. It was the peak of DVD. You know what I mean? It was a DVD player.
And it's so funny, you know. We literally had 3 PlayStation 2s in this house because I own 2, and my wife had one, and neither of us got rid of the system. You know what I mean?
And the crazy thing is, your wife probably didn't even really use it for gaming.
No, she used it for movies.
Yeah.
Literally for movies, so...
Because the PS2 was, at that time, a cheap DVD player.
It was a cheaper alternative to DVD players, absolutely.
Yeah, and you got to play games on it, too.
Yeah,
it was a no-brainer.
And and it's funny that the PlayStation 4 is catching up to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's mind-blowing.
But it's pricing. You know what I mean? I still think it's hilarious that I debated, should I get an Xbox One X and keep my original PS4, just use my Xbox One X for 4K, or should I get a PS4 Pro? And it was like, looking at the lineup, I'm like, I'll just get a PS4 Pro. And the Xbox One X, I'll admit, has better quality. It's true 4K.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, nah, I'll just get a PS4 Pro.
Yeah. I don't see personally what Microsoft can offer Bluehole to make up for the loss of sales they would miss out on PlayStation.
They would have to like best friend buddy for life. I can't out with them all the time and stuff.
You would have to do something.
My question while we're on the subject of Xbox One, yes, there's hype for the Xbox One X right now.
But there's nothing coming out.
That's my issue. Do you think, because I was talking to somebody I knew a couple days ago, and he said, hey, Xbox One X is a big Microsoft fan. He said, hey, the Xbox One X sold out everywhere. Look out, Sony. And I said, okay, tell me the game they're launching it with. And he got silent, you know what I mean?
Because Crackdown 3 isn't coming out anymore this year.
Yeah, he's like, well, we got Forza, and I was like, that's your go-to, Forza. I love Forza. I think it's a great game, but that's your go-to, Forza.
A racing game, which doesn't even.
Forza. So, I honestly think, there's going to be an initial huge bump of sales with this Xbox One X, and then like the PlayStation 3, people are going to realize they just bought a toaster. For $500.
Well, the PS3 got good towards the end.
It did.
But in the very beginning, I agree.
But that's my issue. And like I said, I feel like that was the other issue with Xbox 360. You know what I mean? When it killed the PS3 in sales. Just so many more games out there for it.
Yeah.
So many more options.
Speaking of bump, because I used the word bump, let's talk about Netflix. Bumping up their prices again.
So I thought long and hard about this. And I would like to say something. So if you have, right now, it's 2 screens?
The standard.
Standard.
2-screen HD.
Yes.
It goes from $9.99 to $10.99.
All right, which is $2.
Yep.
If you have 4 screens and Ultra HD, which is their 4K.
Why does everyone keep saying $2? That's $1. $9.99 to $10.99.
Yeah.
You're not the only person that did that though, because I was talking to someone else about it and they said $2 too, and I was like, "What? No, it's $8."
Yeah, and if you have the 4-screen one, 4K, which is the one I just convinced my wife to upgrade to, she's gonna be pissed. It goes from $11.99 to $13.99.
Yes.
That's $2.
Yes.
Got it. That's why I got confused. And then you asked me what my thoughts were. At first, I was like, "What's $2? What's $1? Not a big deal." Then I really sat and thought about it, and that's this year. What's another $2 next year? And then before I know it, I'm paying $20 a month for Netflix.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of pissed. So, honestly, I don't like it.
A friend of mine doesn't pay for his Netflix. And when I said this, he was like, if I had to pay for mine, I would drop it. Because Netflix is also losing the Disney stuff and Marvel stuff. I believe at the end of 2019. Remember, we did do that. We covered that news already. And I said, you know what? I would have agreed with you, but I rarely see. Like, I notice whenever I use Netflix, I don't really watch anything Disney because I personally buy all my Disney stuff, so I own it physically, and I don't really watch anything Marvel anymore on there.
Yeah, I don't watch any of the Marvel. Like, even I don't know if Netflix is losing the Marvel TV series.
They're apparently they're going to. I don't know what they're going to do with those. But
Well, I don't watch any of those anyway because I just But point being is, what has always been nice about Netflix, and when you kind of pitch, because Netflix is always something you pitch to somebody, like it's $10 a month, you get unlimited, blah blah blah. It's gonna be, you're the alternative right now to cable TV because cable TV is so expensive. If you start raising your price, then you're not the alternative anymore. Don't get too big for your britches, okay?
I agree.
Just because you got thousands of subscribers right now, or not even thousands, millions and billions of subscribers, it's because of your low prices. You know what I mean? You ever walk outside and see that McDonald's lost count of how many served? It used to say millions, then it said billions. Now it's like, we've served everybody so many times. All right, McDonald's doesn't do that because of quality. Okay, if you want quality, you'll go to a real restaurant. You go to McDonald's because of price.
Yeah.
Okay, I can go to McDonald's with a $5 bill and eat like a king. And McDonald's has always been smart about that. You know what I mean? They haven't got too big for their britches. They haven't been like, so many people come to us, must be because we're good. They go, that dollar menu is the shit. Let's keep it up, all right?
Yeah.
Keep adding stuff to that dollar menu. They even got smart with it. They're like, oh, we got a $2 menu now.
Yeah.
But we still got our
If
dollar
you're,
menu.
if you're feeling like you're a little richer,
Yeah,
you can. If you're feeling fancy tonight, you can get the $2.
You know what I mean? Wait, hold on. Pick 3 for $3. Oh, what? But we still got the dollar menus. And that's my whole issue. People love Netflix right now. But to my wife, you remember how hard it was to convince her to pay the $11.99 a month for 4K.
Which was a $2 bump already.
Yeah, and now it's bumping $2. I'm not even going to tell her. I'm just going to wait till she sees the bill and then lose her mind. I'm like, what? They did what? So, yeah, I think it's very stupid.
I agree.
Is it enough for me to cancel? No. It would have to get to $15 for me to cancel, probably.
Personally, I think it would have to get to around the $20 mark because 15 still... I can still see 15 being less than cable with everything else I still already have because we do have Hulu and I have Funimation. You know, we have some other streaming services, but if it gets to 20 while the other two are still lower, I'm sorry, Netflix, you got to go, man.
Here's my issue with it. Anybody knows I'm a huge WWE fan. The WWE Network, which we never really talk about this because I only have that. It's $10 a month.
Yes.
I get every pay-per-view of all time, all their exclusive shows, Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown. I get them a little late because they had contracts with USA on TV. But either way, everything I want wrestling on.
You also get the brand new pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
The day
Live.
of, right?
Yes, live. So I think $10 a month is great. Now, WWE has been talking about doing another subscription besides that. We're not losing, and they promised, you're not losing anything, they're just going to get more, and that one's going to be a little more expensive. Netflix were to do something like that, I could understand. That would make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to stay at $11.99, it's fine. But hey, for this much more, you can get all this stuff. But you're not losing anything if you stay to one, but you can upgrade. I think that's the more smart way.
Or even if Netflix came out and said, because you know how it's rumored, well, we know they're losing Disney in 2019. If Netflix made a deal with Disney, hey, we keep your stuff, we'll add another package where people get your content as well as what we're already providing. It's just a little more. I can understand that. Disney gets, whatever that cut is.
And to me, that's the only smart way to do it. And you have to have something there universally. Like I said, to go back to the W thing, the thing they're talking about adding is non-PG elements to the higher subscription. Like more violent wrestling, some of the older wrestling stuff, that's the thing. So to me, that's not unedited, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, I'd be willing to pay $5 more a month for that if I want to see unedited stuff.
Plus, you're a huge wrestling fan.
I am.
So,
Can't see me. Point being, I just don't think it makes sense for Netflix. I just hope Netflix doesn't get to. Once again, I'm picturing a guy named Netflix sitting in the chair going, everybody loves me. Raise the price. And they will still buy into me. So, but the only way you can really show them is with your wallet.
Yeah, like I said, personally, I'm not at that point yet to cancel. But I can see it getting close in the next couple of years.
Yeah. So, this is the second time it's raised up recently.
Yeah. The last time was, I believe, a year ago, maybe 2 years.
Mm.
But, yeah, that's still kind of crazy. But that's it for the news.
But I do remember, I think it was like 4 years ago, they talked about they were raising their prices. Is when they first switched over to almost digital for everything.
Yes.
For Netflix. And I remember people lost their minds so much, and like people guaranteed they were going to cancel in waves. Netflix kept the price same and gave more. So hopefully that's the upright they get. Like they went in panic mode. They're like, holy crap, we seen what you did at Blockbuster. I'm sorry, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
So that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's it for the news.
That's it for the news.
Let's get on to my enthusiast
Yeah, you
pick.
gotta pick, man. Pick.
I do.
I'll do me from last week.
What did you pick last week?
Tomb Raider.
That's right.
One
The
through
original
three.
ones.
Yes. 1 through 3.
I'm actually going to say Battle Chasers.
Shock!
I know, it's really not a shocker, but I just love this game so much. Battle Chasers Night War.
You know what's so funny? I watched the gameplay because I miss you a lot throughout the week, and when I watch you play video games, it's like I'm there. Although simple in design, really pretty game, man.
Yeah.
I really like the way it looks.
And it has these different mechanics that I think is really smart. Like, it has overcharge. So when you use a basic ability attack, you get overcharge, which counts as mana instead of you using mana to do magic. So, it'll tell you how much overcharge you'll get per attack, too. So you can attack at 10 overcharge, and then you can use a special ability that costs 10 mana for free. You're not using any mana, which I think is really clever. It kind of rewards you for being a little more patient than just instantly using your magical strong attacks.
You know what we always do? We always talk about these enthusiast pick, and we always give them any complaints you have about it. So somebody that might potentially play it, this might not be for them.
If you don't like turn-based games, you're not really going to probably like this. This is a turn. It's pretty much a JRPG almost. It's turn-based.
RPG.
Yeah, it's turn-based. If that's not your cup of tea, if you like the more action-based RPGs, and even some people, there are some people that didn't know Skyrim's an RPG. You know what I mean? Some people just thought it was like a hack and slash game. Because I've talked to people about it, and I'm like, "Oh, do you play any RPGs?" They're like, "No." It's like, "Oh, have you played Skyrim?" Yeah, but that's not an RPG. Yeah, Skyrim is an RPG. A lot of people seem to associate RPGs with just Final Fantasy and things like that.
It is true. A lot of people don't understand the term turn-based or real-time.
Yes.
Because I've used that before. As a matter of fact, I said to my wife the other day, and she said, "Bless you," so I didn't sneeze. All right, okay, all right. What about...
The price, it's $30.
That's not bad.
No, not bad at all. It is coming out for the Switch.
Do you think because the way they chose to go visually, people would be turned off by the game?
Yeah. Now,
I think it looks gorgeous.
I really
But I'm a
like-
simple kind of man.
I really like the cartoon, bright colors, artsy comic look, because it was a comic. Battle Chasers used to be a comic. It only had 9 issues.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're a nerd. Okay.
But I really like the look of it, but I can see how some people would see it and go, you know what, that's not doing anything for me. Why would I want to play Battle Chasers when I can play Final Fantasy 15 if I'm going to get an RPG? I would say to those people, stop worrying about visuals. I get it, you want the most pretty thing on your consoles now, but you're missing out on a lot of great games if that's all you're worried about. You know, some of the best games that have ever come out, good examples, Limbo. I would say Limbo is a very great game. Inside is another one done by the same team. Yeah, those games visually aren't very impressive if you're going to compare them to something like Horizon and all, but they're still beautiful games, and they're amazing.
Rampage City.
Yeah. So,
if you were to give it a scale, let's say 10 Mario stars, 7 Sonic Emeralds, you know what I mean? 4 Yoshi eggs.
So we're going to do my review, which I did want to do a review for the game soon. I guess this could be a spoiler score, so no one has to go watch my review.
Either way, though, you do recommend this, though.
I do.
Let's wait. You know what I mean? But you can use that if you want. 10, I love this.
I'm not doing that. Actually, Mike did come up with a little review scale for us that we're gonna put on our website as well.
I like it, Mike. What is it, Mike?
It's actually going to be based off of loot from RPGs. I don't know if you're familiar with the coloring of loot. Like, whites are the lowest rarity, and it goes all the way up to orange, which is the highest rarity.
Okay, Mike's in there. Gotcha.
So that's going to be what... Actually, I think he was basing it more off of us, since we like RPGs and stuff
Oh,
like
I got
that.
awkward.
Mike's a nerd. I don't think he came up with it for himself. I think it was more like he was basing it off of us. Because, it's our website and stuff. But, yeah, definitely go pick up Battle Chasers. This has been episode 44 of the... I should have known because I always did the even numbers.
Is it really the way it works?
Yeah, you're odd.
That's so funny because I am odd and you are very even, Steven. That makes sense. That's an obvious turn. This is 44 episodes, man.
Yeah.
It's getting weird.
Mm-hmm.
Getting weird.
Older than both of us.
44 weeks ago, I invited you into my basement to record these. And besides 2 episodes, I think we've recorded everyone in my basement.
Yeah, only 2 have been at my house.
Has it been more than 2? I'm sorry, 3 episodes have not been in my basement. 2 at your house? 1 in my daughter's room.
The second episode.
Second episode ever, man.
Yes, and then we got the studio.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been a good run. It's still going. This isn't like a goodbye type of thing.
Get out of here, man. I got nothing else going for myself. Well, if you liked what you heard here, and I'm into myself that much, you did. Go ahead and hit that like button.
Oh yeah.
And go ahead and subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And watch the video again and tell your friends.
Oh yeah.
And for the solid, 5 to 36, which is the numbers we range to viewers.
Unless it's Battle Chasers.
Shut up. Tell your friends, man, because we get those solid 5 people that watch it every week. I love you guys. I'm dedicated. But then they're like, your friends are coming up to you. Anything new? And you're like, no. Tell them, the enthusiast. Okay? Matter of fact, it's so simple. We are the only thing that pops up on YouTube if you type in the enthusiast with an S. Makes a difference. So, if you like what you heard here, though, subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, SoundCloud, And
Did you say YouTube already?
I didn't say YouTube. I was waiting for you to say it.
YouTube.
We also have a website, which is glorious and amazing.
Yes.
If you are like me and like to listen to us at work, why, yes, I listen to us at work. This is weird. Like to listen to us at work and can't always leave it up on your computer on YouTube, you can listen to us on the website because all we have is audio in there. It's really nice.
Oh, we do also have our videos on the website.
I'm sorry. I'm saying we have audio only, though.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
We do have the option for audio only.
Which is really nice. Yeah, that's it. Anything you want to add?
No, that's it.
All right, you stay
This has
classy,
been-
you two.
This has been episode 44 of The Enthusiast, and we are gone.
Peace.
Yes, good. Now you're getting